Hey y'all, it's Melissa here at Twin Oaks Family Farm in rural Southeast Ohio, USA. Thanks for joining me on Twin Oaks Farm Poultry on YouTube. So glad that you're here. We are going to look at the flock of meat birds that is 29 days old. So we're going to take a look at them. Kind of an exciting day here in the meat bird barn, and kind of an exciting day a lot of places throughout the world. It's April 8th, 2024, and it was a solar eclipse day. So here where I am in rural Southeast Ohio, USA, we're probably about 2.5 hours driving time southeast of the nearest point of totality. So it wasn't like nighttime, it wasn't pitch dark or anything, but it was an interesting experience. I didn't have a welder's helmet or viewing glasses, so I wasn't looking at the sun, but I will tell you, it was, like around 3 in the afternoon for us here. It just got like dusk, a little bit like dusk, just dim, and the shadows, changed a little bit, and the air changed a little bit, and nature kind of stirred in a little different way, like it would at dusk when nature's preparing for nighttime. So it was an interesting experience. But April 8th, 2024 was a solar eclipse day, and there was a band of totality in part of Ohio. I think probably the northwest part maybe of Ohio. So we'll be seeing some interesting feedback from that. If you're in a place where you experience some change because of the solar eclipse 2024, let us know in comments what you experienced. But we are looking at the meat birds. So these are Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens you're going to be looking at. A little over 100 of them in this pen. We'll give you some details on them, and I'll tell you what's most exciting about their pen for today. And they will actually go to the processor in a week. A week from tomorrow as I'm recording this. So they're 29 days old. 29 days old. They're doing really, really well. We're only going to 37 days on production with this flock. In previous couple years, we've usually raised them out to about 42 days production length. But we're striving to get a little different outcome, a little different size finished bird than we've gotten previously. This video is going to be short. I'll show you why. I've got a renegade over here. Can you see the puppy? Can you see the puppy over there? He's not supposed to be in there, and he knows it. But anyway, we're still doing some training with him. Over here, can y'all see the two white birds in front of him? They are also Cornish Rock Cross meat chickens right there at the red feeder. So they're the same age as these birds. I don't know if you can tell, a little bit of size difference. So this one that is actually closest to us, he was the one with the leg injury. The run in front of him was the one with the wing injury. So they have recovered. They are doing really good. I still don't think they'll go to processor when these birds go to processor, but I'm amazed. Oh, and see, they're moving well. Yeah, that puppy. Tanner, you're not supposed to be in there. Hey, Tanner. So anyway, but I am amazed those two healed. And then there's two others over there that are runts. We're going to go back over here to the pen at large. So there's two others over there that were runts, and they're doing well. So we'll probably go ahead and hold those 4 over until maybe the next flock. We're going to start a flock right after this one. So this flock goes to processor on April 16th, 2024. Next flock moves in as hatchlings, day-old hatchlings, on April 22nd, 2024. So the two runts from this group will probably go to processor with the next group. I've got some feeder over there, gonna try to, okay. So the runts may end up going at some point. The two injured birds, we may just process them here at home for household consumption. Now, we've got some other joiners in this pen. That is a white leghorn, okay? And you saw the black feathered bird. I think it's a black maran. Same there, okay? So they can get over this divider wall. This is just made out of our poultry transport crates. Okay, so the little egg production birds, those pullets, can get over this wall. These meat chickens would never be able to get over this wall. at any point in production. So we had the temporary wall here to keep the meat chickens here. We moved in some pullets 11 days before these birds moved in, and we knew at some point they would clear the wall. They cleared it earlier than we thought they would. So it's going to be okay for this flock. But in general, I will tell you, in general, we will not keep egg production pullets with meat birds because in general, the egg production pullets are so much busier that our experience is they've kind of stressed our meat birds out. So at any rate, so anyway, that's what's up with those different birds. But any questions on these meat birds, let us know. So we are trying shorter, little bit of a shorter production length with the 37 days this year. And this group is looking good. We always get a little nervous, like, are they going to finish? Are they going to grow? And they do. And this group they're doing well. So we've got these birds on 22% protein complete feed. That's actually a start to finish feed for meat birds. So protein wise, I'd consider it like a starter feed, being the 22%. And oftentimes with flocks, we will change them to a grower, which we consider a 19% protein value feed. But this group, with having the shorter production length, we decided we're going to keep them on the 22% the entire time. And the weather's mild, so, you know, that's working out okay. What was the exciting thing in the meat bird pen? I built that up a little bit, and I haven't given you more information on that. We have 8 heat lamps in here. We had 6 to start with. Within probably a few days, we added the other 2 for 8 total. So we have 8 heat lamps in here. This is the first time in production with this flock that all the heat lamps have been turned off. So there are no heat lamps on right now because the temperature, ambient temperature outdoors is it's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 78 degrees Fahrenheit right now. So they're in good shape temperature wise, very comfortable. And that's an excellent temperature point for these birds. They like to be warm, and even at this age, and even at finish in production, they don't want to be really any cooler than about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So a real narrow ambient temperature window to work with Cornish rock cross meat chickens. They like to start out about 92, 95 degrees Fahrenheit. 95 is our reference point when they're hatchlings and they move in. And then our reference point is their preferred temperature is just like 5 degrees Fahrenheit cooler each week till we get down to about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And then that's the temperature they want to be. They don't want to be hotter. They don't want to be much cooler. And our favorite thing about this building that they're in, and this building was designed specifically for meat birds. It was designed specifically to be able to keep meat birds cooled down when temperatures become excessively hot. Our favorite thing about it is we can open up doors on all 4 sides. And that allows so much air exchange and natural airflow that it's natural ventilation. So we don't have buildup of ammonia fumes in here. This building is just excellent for that. That does make it a challenge to keep them warm whenever temperatures are cold, because that air exchange lends itself to heat loss rather than heat retention. But remember, I said the barn was designed to keep them cooled down when temperatures are extreme heat. So we were wanting to leverage the building's design for that, for heat loss, for maximum air exchange, and for good, healthy air quality inside their building. So do keep that in mind if you're raising Cornish rock cross meat chickens, if you're raising any chickens, if you're raising any livestock in any kind of conditions. Ventilation is really important because they need to have good air quality to be healthy. And in addition, like in this barn, we didn't put the batten strips out on the outside, so we have those gaps, and that lends itself as well to allowing that air exchange. But on a day like this, like today, when it's like 80 degrees and we're finishing meat birds, the air exchange is marvelous because everything is just really comfortable for the birds in here. And we really like it that we can turn heat lamps off because there is some expense in running those. It's cost effective and efficient relative to other options, but it still does require resources to run that. So 29 days old. Love to hear your feedback. We are at 114 in this pen. Everybody looks pretty good. We walk through the pen frequently, multiple times a day, checking out birds, making sure everybody is okay. We've had to move some out of this pen. If we spy one that gets on our radar, like we're concerned that we're gonna see heart failure in that bird, or if we see injury, or if we see one not keeping up with uniformity of growth, we would move it from this pen over here to this side. That's how those 4 meat birds ended up over here. So like just this morning, for example, I had one over here that had been over here yesterday, and we singled it out because it looked like heart failure. We moved it over. We moved it over to this side, and this morning it had passed away. It did have heart failure. The symptoms of heart failure that we saw yesterday when it was 28 days old as indications that it wasn't going to survive did hold true, for heart failure. It had that darkened color or tone under the skin. It was showing respiratory distress. It was uncomfortable. So we knew that we had a problem there, and it did in fact pass away overnight. So that actually took the total meat bird number down to about, I guess we're at 118 now, because I'm sure this side is 114, and I'm sure there's only 4 meat birds over here in that corner. So that would put total meat bird flock right now at 118, and there's 12 of these pullets. Okay, so that's where we're at, but the ones that are here look good. So they will go to processor a week from 24 hours from now as we're recording this. So when it's time to go to processor, we'll set these crates down flat on the floor instead of upright like that. We'll load birds into there. 8 birds can fit in a crate. On the top, I think you can see there's a lid that slides open and closed. Okay, so we'll open that up. It'll be setting down. We'll put 8 birds in. We'll close it. Those will get loaded in a trailer, and we will take them to the processor, and then it takes about maybe 10 days before we get them back from the processor. So thanks for joining us at Twin Oaks Farm Poultry. Love to hear your feedback. We'd love it if you'd like the video with a thumbs up, and please subscribe to our channel. We're getting close to 800 subscribers now on our channel. We started our channel in February of 23, and we're so excited that y'all tune in and you join us, and we just couldn't appreciate it more. And one of our goals is to promote people connecting to local agriculture wherever local is for you. So reach out and support your local farmers.